Oh yeah, that's gonna make me mad. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, there you go. No idea. Feminine, female, don't know. Don't know. Oh, oopsie, sorry, wrong tag, wrong tag. Whoops. Whoops. I did not do my due diligence, mind me, sorry, oopsie. I already have a Crunchyroll account, I don't need you. Whoops. Anyway. I mean, roof and then other stuff. This is part of Magic Wand? Drop a Magic Wand, I have no fucking idea. This also has a subroof. I've never seen this in my life. Lie down, sleep, rest, or... Nope. Report, sure. I don't know what this character is over the mouth, but that looks smug. Pedestal, sure. Eight. Enter and search. Oops. Person, yeah, sure. 1,000? Hey. Small E. I don't know what E is. I don't know. Hit, okay. Day, sure. Water. Moon, month. 1, yeah, no. Dawn, I don't know. In. Child. True? It is true? Well, that's tree, and then that's something that looks evil. Loom mechanism. Okay, cool. Big. Sal did not know that. Above. Old. Escort. Nope. Below. No. Book. Half. Okay, no. Life, didn't know that. This is to see. Yeah. Small. Same. Easy. Vermilion and then something evil, sure thing. Got it. Never mind. Woman. Mouth. Tree and measure. What was tree and measure? Because tree and vermilion was stalks. I'm in grade 1 though, that's pretty cool. It's gonna make me mad. Oh! It Village. Yep, I should know that, but I don't. That means I'm practicing poorly, because this is literally the last chapter. Okay, well, I'll get to go practice that eventually. But hey, I finally reached grade 1, which is huge. What's up, King? Howdy, howdy. I am now Iron 3. Which means I gotta do some studying tonight. I'm trying to look for content to look at while we wait. That isn't like 30 minutes long. Okay, I will say this music is rather loud in my ear. Yeah, no VODs today. Sad face. Hey, that just means people are playing and getting better. Life's good. Life's good. If people are playing and they already received my notes, I can't be mad. Life's chilling. It's just cold. I thought it was wet. I was like, how did my shooting sleeve get wet? And in fact, didn't. Which is good news, good sound. Pretty great. Okay, let me look at this. Oh, Konpeki, oh, $1,000 man himself. Oh, what a saint. What an actual saint. Made a video for us to look at. Oh, the $1,000 man himself. Let's go. 11 essential Valorant tips. I wish I knew sooner. All right. Okay. All right. Hit me, money man. Hit me, money man. We'll get rid of you for the time being, because he is not. Actually, should we just put that as Radiant? I'm just gonna put it as Radiant. Sure. $1,000 man. Let's see it.
Average in other games, but in Valorant, through studying the game, watching pros, and plenty of trial and error, I went from silver to radiant in just 6 months.
Which is also an insane thing to do. Like, by the way, a very insane process. Essentially the graph probably looked like this. So this is like a linear graph that he did. He started here. And most graphs kind of look like this, which makes sense, you feel. And like some are like whatevers. But to his own credit, it probably did actually just kind of look like this. Something silly like this. Oh my lord. But 6 months is like such an unfathomable short amount of time to become like one of the like top 500 players in the region. Like, surely there's no need for you to learn at a different way faster. You feel? Like, I feel like you already hit the grand lottery as quickly as possible, dude. You know? Like, he would have like way more crystal weight if he's like, it took me 2 years of in-game time. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would need like an hour's check on that. But like 2 years. How many hours? Probably 2,000, maybe. Actually, probably more. I would say like 30,000. Like 30,000 hours. And then it's just like, okay, maybe we should have done things in a more efficient way. I would get it. Getting to Radiant in 6 months sounds illegal for most people, you know? I feel like that's a little crazy.
hopes that you can climb faster too, I'll share 11 of the most essential tips I've learned while climbing the ranks so quickly. I promise you, these are not the common tips you hear in other videos.
I'm not like the other coaches. No, these are going to be something you've never heard before in your life.
Trust me, if I'd known these tips sooner, I would have climbed even faster. So stay.
What? Even faster? What? What? Like, oh yeah, I got Radiant in 3 months, dude. 3 months. I don't count the hours. I don't care. I played the game 10 hours a day. 3 months, easy. Like, okay.
Because we'll dive into topics such as how to dodge bullets, how to find perfect lurk timings, and what aim styles you should pick, and so much more. Let's kick things off
Yeah,
with something
10 hours a day, true.
that got me so many easy kills when I understood it. Timing my movement correctly. One thing that really stuck with me.
I'm kind of curious. I mean, surely it's moving when you have to is probably akin to what he's likely going to say. I kind of don't want to just like watch it passively. I kind of want to see if my insights to the game are kind of similar or vastly different. But it is true that sometimes everyone just moves too fucking much. You know, like this guy, what if this guy's not even looking at you? Like he's looking this way. I feel like you swing out and you stop and you shoot him easily. But if the guy's like looking this way, like you step out here, same thing, but you don't just shoot the guy. You just like keep moving. So I think it's a little too much. Like you can, and if the guy is obviously shooting wide left, you don't want to move wide left because you'll just go right into his crosshair. I kind of get if he's going to go down that route.
And changed my understanding of movement was realizing that we need to time it. A lot of players autopilot with simple AD movements between bursts without thinking much.
The new Zasco vid? Yeah, I'll add it to the list.
Instead, the best players
I think I have it on this line.
Differently. Take a look at this clutch from
Yeah. I already have it. I'm subscribed to too many fucking people.
less. In every fight, his head is moving right when the other player is about to shoot. If you slow it down, it almost looks like he's dodging bullets. By timing your movement with the enemy's shots, you make it harder for them to hit you. Because reacting to a target that's changing direction mid-flick is almost impossible. This timing is
Okay, well that example was awful because the crosshair went from like right here or like right here to right here in like 3 whole fucking seconds. Okay, dude, sure. Yeah, it's real hard.
Random AD spamming from calm, coordinated movement. We can build this habit by playing deathmatch. Focus on moving while the enemy is about to shoot. Bait players into shooting at you and watch them whiff when you time your movement correctly.
I mean, I'm down.
For you guys is understanding that
I'm down to try something like that. I'm down. Or I'll do like the Zasco training or something like that today. I'm down.
crosshair placement is way more
Something you've never heard before in your life. Oh, God forbid. I'm only coming at you with the new and freshest hot techniques on the game. The first one is actually like something a lot of people don't say or talk about, which true. Most people don't say to time your movement. It's something that most people aren't even aware of. But you can't lead with that. Like, well, I guess you can. It's just like, you know, clickbait or whatever. But and then you talk about the most commonly talked about topic in like Valorant or even like tactical shooters as a whole. I think it's really big in. It's definitely really big in CS and it's definitely big in Siege. I wonder what kind of new takes he's gonna have for this.
than just your raw aim. It's easy to blame bad aim every time we're slow to flick to a target.
I mean, if you die to this guy, whatever, dude. If you expected him, sure, die to him. But like, if you're peeking here, did he even peek that properly? Hold on.
And we lose just your raw aim. It's easy to blame bad aim every time.
That's not, yeah, that's not your fault. Like, even if he did, like, okay, let's break down the situation because the situation's funny. Let's say that the jet actually crossed here, like they did like you got smoked off or something. Which, of course, you should expect someone to be here, so you should peek it first. But let's say that this is actually the start of the round. This dude just like no clip to the wall. Like, whatever, lose that fight, honestly. Like, you peek for the likely threat, and like this guy just shouldn't be here.
target and we lose the gunfight. But that mindset can trap you. Let me explain by showing you two clips side by side. This is Maddie Overwatch, the best aimer in the world. Even with thousands of hours of aim training, he hits targets that are closer together about 30% faster compared to targets that are spaced out. That's the difference between a Radiant and a Gold player. So imagine how much impact simply having your crosshair in the right spot can make. No amount of aim training in the world can compensate for the amount of speed incorrect crosshair placement could cost you. If your crosshair placement is clean, your shots will be faster and more accurate.
True.
Keep your crosshair slightly off the wall or the angle that you're holding. You need some room to react because you're not a robot.
Okay, I do think. Okay, so that if he's talking about like holding, the Zaska video does it better. Like anticipate the swing that they're gonna do. Like if someone's playing bot side sunset, there's no way this dude is going to slow peek right here and like do this, or they're gonna jiggle or jump spot it. But in all honesty, like the amount of odds I see, most people honestly just swing out wide. Or they'll like jump up from top. And if you just hold wide enough, you'll catch them. Like really good players can kind of just peek here, but most players will peek like over here.
When the enemy does swing, you barely need to move your mouse. Now, if you're thinking that you already have good active and passive aim, but you're still stuck in the lower ranks, my team of Radiant and VCT coaches can
here we go, his plug.
And see you need calm aim to fit. The third tip I have for you guys is that aim style is just a style. You need calm aim to win, right? Well, actually, not always. Your aim style is just a mix of your strengths and weaknesses. Players with fast reflexes and sharp flicks, like something, don't rely on calm, disciplined aim to be at the top. I spent so many hours switching styles to copy whatever's trending, when in reality, my natural aim style was actually what worked best. Instead of forcing yourself to aim a certain way, try finding pro players who already aim like you and study them. If you thrive in chaos and love going for fast flicks, look at something or Asuna. If you're calm and rely a lot on your crosshair placement, copy A. If you take your time and use movement to create space to aim, study less or Alexander. There's so many different styles out there, so don't fight what comes.
I've actually seen a ton of Alexander VODs. Does he go by a different name? Because I swear that this guy's only known as like EG, like Alexandra, right? Or Alexandar, or sorry. That's all I know. Like, I know that they were a part of, like, EG. Do they play in VCT? I feel like I haven't seen them. Actually, I can just do the... I don't even know why I'm juxtaposing this question. I can just... No, what's the name again?
Or Alexander.
Good God. Literally 2 frames, please. Alexander. Sandar. Okay, sure. Because I've seen the VODs and they seem good. Young 23? Who'd you play for? Tier 2, Tier 3 Valorant? Sure. Okay. Played for EG in 2021? Really? What? How did I not know this? How did I not know this lore? What? Are you asking what's your style? It's very flick based. Like your style is very flick based and it's very like fast, chaotic. Hence why you do better as a duelist than you do in your, or at least in your like gunfighting. Your duelist fights are a lot easier for you versus like your controller fights. Temperature, Alexander, Osias, Claudia, Potter. I know Claudia and Potter. Well, Potter joined as a player and then as a coach. What happened? Wait, I did not know this. Bro, I did not know the lore. I was a huge fan in like 2022 because this is like we got your boy Dre reformed Jogamo, then like Foe had to leave, your boy Dre left, we got Calm and Apoth, then Foe had to leave again. Then we got Ethan and BCJ. I knew all that. And then we got like Zix. as well for the assistant position. It was like super chill. I did not know that Alexander. I don't even play for tier 1 game. Feels bad.
There's so many different styles out there, so don't fight what comes naturally to you just because something else looks cooler. And tip number 4, everyone needs to learn how to IGL. I used to think I wasn't an IGL.
Oh, no, you don't. no, sure you don't. Nope, you don't have to learn the IGL. There is a big difference between an IGL and somebody who just comes and makes plans. There is a gap. A huge gap between the two. IGLing is being able to translate, like plans are just kind of, that's it, like plans. They're very simple, it's super basic. This is honestly all you need to really climb. That's the bulk of your ideas, should just be your plans. IGLing is controlling all the variables in your like team's game to the point where like you're taking their autonomy into your own and you're just telling them what to do. You're like doing conditioning stuff, you're doing set ideas and stuff like that, which is like really hard to do in ranked. Most players don't do this. Radiants can because there's an underlying understanding of the game that most people have. But I think pure IGLing should not be done like below really high rank.
And could just rely on my aim to rank up. But when I started studying pro players, I realized even so-called aim demons from early Valorant like Scream and Tens were actively calling for utility and setting up plays to get opening picks.
Yeah, but that's just communication. Like the mid-round communication and IGLing are way different. Like any human being can mid-round. Like anyone can say let's go B. Like, or anyone can say, hey, do you have flash? Can you flash me in? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Like that's mid-rounding, not an IGL.
The truth is, aim helps, but coordinated fights win games. Every role needs to communicate and make calls to some degree. Duelists should call for utility to enter or take space. Sentinels need to explain how to play around their setups and call for distractions or rotations when lurking. Controllers and initiators are the most important when it comes to calling, since they rarely get value from the utility.
Yeah, you have to be like super vocal if you play initiator controller. Like if you're not super vocal, you're just losing a lot on the table.
On their own, they need to time their abilities with their teammates and set up the rest of the team to take fights. So don't rely on others to make the calls. Learning to IGL, even in small ways, helps every role become more efficient. Now, tip number 5, agents change the game. Way too many players play the same way every match. Even when the enemy comp should completely change how you...
True.
Let's take Icebox
true.
as an example. Sova is essential for Icebox because of all the off angles and corners you need to clear. But if I see the enemy isn't running a Sova, I'll sit in every corner and take free kills all day. The same goes for other agents. Killjoy is meta on Icebox because you can watch the mid lurk better than anyone else. So if there's no KJ on the enemy team, you should already be thinking about how to abuse that mid lurk. Understanding which agents are strong on each map and how to exploit the gaps in the enemy's comp gives you a massive advantage. Don't just play your game,
little
but
grim
adapt
video.
to the enemies as well. And tip number 6, angle advantage.
True. True. I mean, yeah, you have to play the game differently. If there's like 10 flashes on the enemy team, you might not be able to play it. Like, you might not be able to use an up, or you might not be able to like hold long angles or play off angles. That just doesn't exist. That's not something you can do anymore.
Most high elo players understand it without even thinking about it. The simple way to explain it is this. In Valorant, your point of view is placed in the center of your body, so your shoulder always sticks out first when peeking. That means if someone is holding the angle from farther away, they'll see your shoulder pop up before you can see them.
True.
For example, if you're attacking A main on Lotus and you try to walk out and clear angles one by one, it won't really work. You end up exposing yourself to way too many angles at once, and the enemies near a tree can easily see you first. The fix is to back up as much as possible away from the angle when holding or peeking. This gives you better vision, lets you clear angles one at a time, and helps you isolate fights and react faster when enemies do swing. And for tip number 7, let's go over how to actually lurk. I never really understood how to lurk until I learned what actually creates lurk timings and how to abuse them. Most players think lurking means sitting still and going late, but that usually makes...
I mean, I guess most lower rated players kind of think that way.
To your team. Real lurking is about understanding reactions. Teams usually respond to pressure in 2 ways. They either rotate or they push. If they push, your job is very easy. Just punish them. But if they rotate, your goal is to catch that timing before they can fill the gap. For example, if your team pressures...
That's a trolling right there.
Mid on Icebox. The moment you hear footsteps or expect a rotation, slip through mid before the B player fills in. And if the enemy has sentinel utility, you need to double layer your lurk. Get your team to make noise A, break the mid turret, then lurk B. This pulls rotations, forces utility, and opens gaps for you to punish. But what if enemies don't push or rotate? Then just stop lurking. How can a team possibly hold sight with
I mean, yeah. I mean, what if X or what if Y? It's just like, I mean, do this. All right, sure, whatever. That is kind of a fun take, you know? Like, if they're not rotating, if they're just anchoring sites, like both sites is like 2 to 2, like 2 2 2 1, and they don't rotate because they're afraid of the lurk. Just 5-man push somewhere, bro. Easy.
without rotating or flanking. Just go sight with your team and enjoy the free.
Good note. Good note.
Tip number 8, pushing out on defense isn't bad. You've probably heard teammates yell, "Stop pushing, we're on defense." But here's the truth: not every map lets you.
We've heard that in gold, yeah, for the gold VODs. We've heard that in gold VODs. We have not heard that in like silver VODs though. Like silver and below, we actually don't hear that. I mean, most people don't talk, but still. Like we hear that in gold VODs, gold plat, and like some diamond VODs. Like some like people are like super like controlly about how people push out and whatever. For no reason. It's great. They were like, please stop throwing my games, please.
Like a turret. On maps like Ascent, when you've got 2 sentinels, holding sight works. But maps like Haven have 3 bomb sites, which means that you can't just sit back. If you push A main and take control, you can take a deep info line with just 1 player, allowing the other 4 players to set up between C and B. If the enemies come back to A, you get early info, which buys time for your teammates to rotate. If your team leans more aggressive, like having double duelists, it makes sense to take first contact and look for a pick. You don't have enough stall utility to simply sit on site, so use the strength of your comp to find early engagements on your own terms.
Man, these guys, he really loves those stickers. I respect that though.
We need to layer our defense. If you just sit back on site, you'll get dumped on with utility and have no way to fight back. But if you play up in A main and break dart or drone early, you force attackers to waste their utility just to enter the site. That means they'll have less utility left for the actual hit. And sometimes nothing is going your way. The other team is playing flawlessly and nothing you're doing on defense works. So why not just run it down and force aim duels? You can bend momentum into your favor and start stringing rounds together. And tip number 9, your role doesn't define you. I've heard players say, play support.
True, dude, true. This is really impactful in like Cypher players. Like when they're trying to develop, it's like you can push past your trips, bro. You can walk past them. It's fine. It's totally okay. Don't worry about it. Life's chilling. It's most impactful with Sentinel players because it seems counterintuitive to push past your utility, but sometimes you can do it. Like you have a gun, shoot your gun. It's fine. No hate, no flame. In some situations, it's better.
Or play healer in Valorant. But honestly, I have no idea what they mean. Sure,
I don't know about healer though.
He plays Sage like a duelist, taking off angles and dropping multi-kills in Radiant lobbies. He's still a shooter. Your utility should help your gunplay, not hold it back. You should be able to frag on any role. Focus on mechanics and aim first. Don't box yourself in just because of the agent that you picked. Even in pro play, one agent can be used in completely different ways. For instance, Tens plays Omen by taking space, teleporting aggressively, and creating chaos. Boaster plays the same agent but more passively by lurking and setting up his teammates. And when we look at initiators, too many Sova players get stuck in lineup simulator mode. They drone from across the map, shoot double shots every round, and end up far behind their team. That means they miss all the fights. A better way is to stay with your team, throw a quick dart, and take space together. That way you can trade, fight, and actually win rounds. All that to say, the agent you pick doesn't mean you shouldn't frag. You did that to yourself. And tip number 10, crouch jumping. I never understood how players hit certain jumps, like getting on top of pipes on icebox or silently dropping. It turns out crouching actually affects your height mid-jump. When you
I mean, pretty quick note.
Allowing you to reach higher spots. A great example of this is the pipes jump on icebox. If you crouch at the apex of your jump, you can see over a Viper wall as an attacker. And this is only possible if you crouch at the right moment. On the flip side, silent dropping works by uncrouching mid-drop. If you fall from a higher platform, start by crouching, then uncrouch mid-air. This action lowers your feet, making the game think you didn't jump at all. One other silent jump is on
true.
And that is all about momentum. If you hold shift on a rope while moving, it'll still make a noise.
Is this Jack Batillo? Who is that?
Onto the rope, then tap S to cancel my forward momentum.
Who is this?
And that is all about.
Who is this guy? I don't recognize this streamer. Ah, man, me. I try to glance over here to see if I could actually just answer that question myself. I have no idea who this is.
Momentum. If you hold shift on a rope while moving, it'll still make a noise. But if you hold W to jump,
Surely pro player. Yeah, this guy only pulls pro player VODs.
cancel my forward momentum right before I attach to the rope, it'll not make any noise at all as long as I'm holding shift. Use these mechanics to get the jump on the enemy. And lastly, for tip number 11, Valorant is just a game. I had to learn this the hard way.
I mean, true. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna stop him there. Makes sense. Good tip. 11 essential tips. So let's go through the line. Someone probably commented them. Okay, never mind. I have to do the hard work myself. Okay, so. All right, so first tip. And these are essential. These are things that he didn't get in his like his own like play style or whatever. So movement timing, that's something that I would probably not actively think about when I'm learning the game, for sure. That's definitely something that's a little hit or miss for me. Yeah, like timing the movement, that's honestly not bad. What was it? Yeah, because he talks about this a lot. And then, yeah, good crosshair placement. So good crosshair placement. I'm sure you can, any YouTube video on the platform will tell you exactly what's happening there. Develop your own aim style, sure, whatever. Learn to IGL. I don't think this is as important. I mean, essential. I mean, it helps to make plans. If you make plans, you're cool. Yeah, different agents make the game different. Yeah, yep, fair. I guess that's kind of hard to catch on. Angle advantage, also important. It helps you move around the map more efficiently, or like better. Not more efficiently, but better. Like when you understand angle advantage, like your ability to like move around the map just looks way better. How to lurk. I feel like that's not super important. You can kind of get to the upper echelon without lurking. But hey, if you learn how to do it properly, it's good. Let's stop pushing. I mean, if it's smart fights, you should push out. Makes sense to me. Don't let your role define you. Fair. I agree. Crouch jumping is something that's whatever. I feel like that's not a big essential, like an essential tip. Like it just comes up. You're like, huh, how can people do this? Oh, okay. It's crouch jumping, sure. And then it being a game is pretty good. Keep your mental good and happy and healthy. All right. What another banger from $1,000 man. Now a banger from not $1,000 man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the...
Okay, this dude is literally like in a cult ritual performing this coaching. What the king? You watch this already or no? Like what? That's ridiculous. Okay, dude. Sure, man. Sure.
Zasco 3 channel, okay?
Watch half. Okay.
The Black Karate Kid School, where I teach you how to strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy to your enemies in Valorant. The way that this video is structured is the first half is a little bit of theory, the second half is practical application and skill development.
I mean, I love me some theory. You bet your sweet bippy that I love me some theory. Let's get into it then.
Throughout the 45-minute session, this player completely transforms his mechanics and becomes a completely different gunfighter. And hopefully this video shows you that with the right guidance, you
Okay, technically this guy isn't Radiant. So we'll give him the Immortal. We'll give him Immortal 2 rank.
change your mechanics in a matter of minutes.
He's close though. Actually, he's close. He might be Immortal 3. I'd have to... His like last like main channel video is like coasting to Radiant, which is pretty nice.
I did it again.
Yeah, cool. Now I'm gonna smoke. I'll probably throw a decay. Everyone, there's a lurk. That there was perfect. What makes me a trustworthy...
Is it the oh, okay. So he has a let me diagnose the problem without actually like watching the whole video. I assume that he is very uncommitted to taking any sort of fight. And so like when he peeks out, he wants like really, really safe fights where he can duck back to cover. Like he wants to finesse cover a lot, which is what I think he's going to do. And then how to fix that is obviously peak with intention and look for the fights. And once you look for the fights, you'll like see improvement. We'll see if
Mechanical coach. Number 1, I'm from
we'll see
the
if that
APAC
set is
servers.
good.
Number 2, I've got
No. We'll see if that is my assumption is
7
correct.
triggerable accusations and counting. Number 3, I was able to climb all the way to Immortal without checking
What the fuck? Wait, what? What did he just say? What?
accusations and count. Number 1, I'm from the APAC servers. Number
Okay, from APAC. I knew that. He's Australian.
2, I've got 57 triggerable accusations and
57 trigger bot accusations, bro.
counting. Number 3, I was able to climb all the way to Immortal without checking my minimap, playing with my teammates, or using any form of game sense whatsoever. Something that I'm working on, and then maybe one day I'll be a fully qualified coach. But without further ado, let's get stuck into the coaching session.
I mean, if you want a mechanics guy, this is your guy. This is a dude who's literally spent an entire year practicing this shit. Like, this is the one
Yeah.
you want.
Tell me a little bit about where your Valorant is up to.
I would say mechanically subpar, fundamentally good.
Yep.
Mechanically subpar, fundamentally good. Okay.
Like game sense, understanding the game. a
Game
bit.
sense, understanding, and aim, I'd say is
Anyway, if I ever become super big, I'm not banking on it because it's whatever. But if I ever get super big and I become like one of the most like respected coaches on the Valorant scene, I want to abolish the word game sense. I just want to get rid of it. I want to make an entire fucking hour-long documentary on why that word doesn't mean any fucking thing. And when people say it, they're just saying it as a placeholder because they don't know what the fuck like to do with any knowledge of the game. Like, just I don't know why the name like grinds my gears to such a heinous degree, but it does. It really does just like steam my hams for no reason whatsoever. It is. Anyway, guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the context of this video.
mechanics just aren't amazing.
Understood.
say.
So excluding raw aim, we're talking things like crosshair placement, our peaks, our movement, that kind of thing.
I'm
Or-
super glad that he's actually like putting crosshair placement under mechanical training. Most people put it in aim, but he knows that it's mostly movement. It's like movement based.
Or do
Yeah.
you slump aim in there as well?
Aim sometimes, but genuinely, my crosshair placement's pretty good.
Understood. Okay, cool. So, I'm just gonna grab up the TDM. Did you send comp clips as well? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
What I might do, let's look at those instead for now, and then we'll go to the death matches afterwards. So, in terms of role, like, what's our role at the moment, if we have one, or do we fill?
I tend to fill. I usually do.
Oh,
main,
boo! We have a filler.
Yeah.
Boo!
But that's just my main picks because they're my comfort agents.
Understood. Yep. All right, nice for frag.
To the untrained eye, that was a cool clip. Like a really good clip. Let's be real. Yeah, it said Clove Jet. Okay, bet. That's not a. I mean, those agents are very different. How they play. To some extent, there's similarities there, but they're very different on how you actually want to play them. Now to the untrained eye, that might seem like a good clip, and to the trained eye, it is a good clip.
We're fragging. Let's
he just glosses over it. He's like, okay, yeah, good 4K. Cool. Nice.
look. Okay, so the raw aim is there, but I can already see potential.
Dude, this filter is whack. What is this like grain filter that we have over the entire video? Does somebody know? Zasko's not doing this because he's not graining. How the? It kind of looks like he's in a comic book. You feel me? Like if you look at the back, like the walls, the door, like the framing of the door makes it look really comic book-esque. I don't even know how you could accidentally do this. I thought it was just the lighting, but the lighting looks normal. Like as it would in game. It does. I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm just curious. That's super.
Potential downfalls. So
Yeah.
is it often that we find ourselves in situations where we're stuck committed into a fight that we probably know we shouldn't be?
Yeah.
So this is a relatively simple fix, right? But I guess the way I can explain it, right, is if we look at this clip here, hypothetical world, you miss the shot on the Sova, and now the gunfight is taking longer than you want it to, and there's a Sage right there who now joins into the fight, and now you're getting double swung. And maybe you get Sova but get traded, and then they take site, hypothetical, right? So this is where is the first thing that could be problematic, right? It's about the decisions we make when we do fight.
Yeah, with that clip, I popped Jet Dash before I took the engagement with Sova, so I knew I had an escape card to go
That's
back
good,
to
that's good.
stairs if I needed.
So in that case, it changes it a little bit, but if it is something that does happen, like for example, even in the Sage fight there, we see the insta commit, and then let's have a look at these ones again. So the if the Gecko and Neon were looking at you, they should trade you. You're crouching.
They would be trading me, yeah.
Yeah, they should trade you there. Every single fight we do insta commit. So that's something there that could be detrimental for sure. Let's jump into a custom together. I'm going to send you a party code, and let's just explore some other approaches to the gunfights that we're taking at the moment.
I gotta sign back in.
That's alright. I've sent you a party code so you can join whenever. Peek our angles.
Edited?
Right?
Not edited. Okay, sure. They're just live.
Else going on. When we peek our ankles, right, there's movement the whole time when we peek. And what I mean by that is, if you have a look, right, so the first fight we're taking, right, is all of these, right, we move out. I guess there's no one there, you know that, right? So this first fight here, you were very accepting of the fact that someone could have been there, like you're almost prepared for it. However, the movement never stops. And this is something that could cause some problems. Also,
Yeah.
running out, but
No, you peek out, you stop, you wait a second, then you unswing.
then we slowly come back in. That becomes a jiggle peek, and then we peek, right, again, with the intention that someone could have reswung. However, we instantly keep moving to the next fight. Now if I play this, and we look at the next fight, crosshair is in place, and now we run out. And we don't stop at all, even when we are out. Now we just run back in, and once we tuck behind cover, if we do, no, we go for the fight here. So I'll look at the next peek. Even on this one here, we did stop for a second, I'll give you that. It was quite a dedicated peek, right? But even still, there's micro steps in that peek, which slows down our time to kill. And then when we peek again, we're following the protocol that I say is bad. What we're doing is we're peeking, spotting the enemy, stopping, aiming, and then shooting. And you can see it very clearly in this fight here. So running out.
Oh yeah, because his I mean, I guess I kind of got a little bit of a glimpse into it, but his idea is that you peek, you stop no matter what, then you aim, then you shoot. So it's like the 3S's was like what? It was like strafe, stop, shoot, yeah. Then you should be aiming like the entire way through. Is like the three pinnacles, but I think that with good peeking technique, you honestly it's just the same way. Like you just strafe, you stop, you shoot, then you shoot. Yeah, strafe, stop, aim, shoot.
Yeah, so we see the enemy, then we stop, and then we shoot. In this time, obviously, we obviously don't hit the shot, right? But what I want that to turn into is the complete opposite. Not complete opposite, just the middle two steps being the complete opposite. So when we're slicing and we're peeking into an angle, we're going to stop and then spot the enemy after we stop. And we're going to make the conscious decision to stop even when we don't know if someone is actually there.
It makes sense.
And this is like something you've probably done many times before, but it's just about understanding why we do it and what makes it good and why we should do it more in certain
If he goes way in depth, this video might actually be goated. How many people has watched this? 5K? You get an absolute advantage. I think this channel having 18K subscribers is actually criminal for the amount of actual really good technique tips and like ideas that he brings to the table. That I mean, I guess like the thing is that he doesn't like make really like quick fixes. This isn't like a tips and tricks like thing. It's like a fundamental change to how you approach the game, and when practiced and perfected, you'll be better, but it'll take time. I guess that's why it's not like super popular, but
The only times you don't
actually
do this is when
criminal.
you're going to go for like a wide swing. But when we're going to wide swing, I'd kind of want you to wide swing better than we are at the moment anyways. And just do it at the right times. There's an opening move, right? My opening move is always a kind of opportunity to take a fight and... how do I word this? It's an opportunity to get the kill initially, but also gives you a bit of information and whatnot. If I missed that, should I follow up with something a bit more committed, like a wide swing or a crouch peek? The two types of fights you can take.
Actually, tell you what, we're gonna pull up a pro VOD too. We're gonna try to copy them. Let's say, what's the best mechanical pro player out there? Aspas, probably. Oh, Primi. What? I'm not. I had to think about it for a second there. Yeah, it's Primi. And I'll take a Pearl Jet Pod. Say no more. And we'll kind of compare and contrast like what the pro players are doing unconsciously to what he's consciously teaching.
And non-committed fights. And the non-committed fights, what I want you to take advantage of, because if we can get good at our non-committed fights, especially considering we're playing Jet and Clove, if we can get good at our non-committed fights, we can just get so much more value out of our raw mechanics instead of, you know, having to rely on other things. So
True.
as Clove, you don't have a kit at all to really fight with.
True.
You just drop some smokes and then you're probably contacting space somewhere, or you're just running in with the team and then you're on site and then you're taking fights from there.
True.
On Jet, if you're not diving onto site, you're probably contacting space. The whole team's behind you.
Yeah, there's
you're
actually
taking
very
first contact.
few amount of agents that actually get an advantage in gunfights like by themselves. The agents I'm thinking are like Reyna, like Phoenix. And this is like kind of duelist idea too. Like honestly, even like Jet don't get an like advantage in the gunfight. Like they just get to take it differently from other agents. Raze gets an advantage. Put you down here. I'm kind of just listing duelists right now. Yeah, we're watching some Zasco. What's up, Raven? Howdy. Like Chamber doesn't give you an advantage. Like it feels like it feels like you get a buff by playing these like two duelist characters essentially, but it's like not really, because they don't actually take. They just take more like they just take fights differently, which is what gives them some sort of advantage. But like direct duels gunfighting, it's just like Neon gets a direct advantage. Sage. Yeah, you gotta believe in the Grim Walls. No, Sage will go in this area. I don't think, like, I think it's actually a very few amount of agents that get a direct gunfight advantage, like in the actual fight. Of course, there are characters that set it up really well, like Breach, Tejo set up fights really well. Vice set up fights really well. ISO deserves to go on this list. Yeah, Yoru. You'll kind of see a pattern. Like if it's a quick blind or a stun or like direct advantage in gunfights, you'll kind of it's very easy to see like which agents like fit here. Like I'm not gonna tier every single agent. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. Like he's talking strictly about fights. But yeah, there's so many agents that get a lot of direct impact. We can like name them all, but I don't really want to. Like Omen, sort of, but he's more supportive. But he could
just one by one to try and, you know, get a first blood so that you can then pop dash, run out onto site and go from there. If we're opening a fight, we open a fight with a nice, confident, get out there, stop, scan, is anyone there, go for the kill, okay? Not a jiggle and not a wide swing. We say no wide swings because that's going to put you in uncomfortable situations, especially in comp. If you swing the angle like this, cool, you might catch this person off guard, but if you don't have any information, you've probably died to all of these people. So again, preemptively stop, preemptively stop, preemptively stop, preemptively stop, preemptively stop. We see this person here, say we shot, we fell back, we're like, okay, there's someone there. There's nothing wrong now with going wide because what else is there to die from? We're not.
Yeah, he talks a lot about his combos. He really loves his combos. I also think that it's a very mal-practiced sequence in Valorant where people just kind of don't combo movement. Like pros do it all the time, but it's not really intuitive to look at it and be like, yeah, that's like something that people should be doing all the time. Most people don't kind of notice that sort of thing, which it's easy to miss. No shame, no flame, no nothing. It's hard. It is hard to see. Yeah, it's like giving yourself options off of information is huge. Because this can also just be like pre-fires as well. Like you just pre-fire the single or even just go wide. You can, I wouldn't jump spot here, but like those are the two things I would probably do.
Overexposing ourselves to nothing. And it's just thinking about those times as the times where we do go wide. However, in the comp clips you showed me, the wide swing itself isn't exactly the main problem. It's more so the process of what happens from the second we see the target to the second we either get the kill or don't. So the reason I went on to explain how this fight is important is because this is your bread and butter. This is what the fight on the Sova could have looked like, right? And what I mean by that is like the peak. Is anyone there? Shoot the Sova in the head. You hit the shot, and that's good. What the follow-up from that should be automatically is then ground yourself with the terrain that you've got and play around that terrain. So instead of taking this fight on the Sova and like instantly crouching comes under the category of committed fights. It comes under the category of...
Yeah, it's the most committed to a fight you can be. If you ground yourself, there is no moving left or right. You are dead committed to that fight. I don't care who you are. The second you insert that crouch button, that isn't like a tap. That's like a Primi special. It's a spray, and where this guy dies or you die, and depending on your distance and where the fight stands, you die. A lot more of the time.
You know,
but sometimes you'll
can't get out of this easy.
This kind of depends.
What does that mean? It doesn't come under the
at least at this range is kind of tough.
If that Sova if that's the first time you're seeing the Sova, you're standing and you're staying standing. So peek, let's take the fight. And because we're standing, we then can play around the terrain a whole lot better. We get the kill, the Sage can't trade us. We shoot and we miss, we can then re-swing and go wide. We shoot and miss, we can then re-peek with a crouch and, you know...
What's up, Salad?
But the main rule that I want you to follow is if we are going into a fight and it's an opening move that we're taking, basically, think about a chess opener. The chess opener is stand up, stay mobile, because you don't have enough information.
Alright, so we're just going to call it the D4. We're just going to call it the D4. Standard chest openers is just standard peaks. I don't know why we're gonna make this a chess analogy. But we're gonna run the DE4 as essentially standard peak. You stop, scan, then you shoot, aim and shoot. Bada bing, bada boom. Now we're playing Valorant. There you go.
Going on. If you wanna...
And then once like we get past D4, E5, or like D4, D5, or D4, E4. Good lord. We're doing fine. Just watching coaching material right now, and we'll probably practice afterwards. Very likely. I mean, I'm probably gonna have a lot of time.
Tap crouch you can, like the Primi style, but just anything that's gonna keep you mobile.
Hey,
like,
Primi modus. Primi said, let's go.
That's what you want. So
he's an APAC legend.
Look if anyone's there. Now we're mobile because we're not crouched, we can move. And we're gonna have to break the habit of instantly crouch spraying. The crouch peak is not horrible that you crouch peek, because you can use that to your advantage, but only if you're really intentional about it. Peek, shoot, fall back, you can then crouch peek, and you're going to have an advantage in that. I think I've got an example of this. It's just TDM, but peek, I miss, I reswing and I crouch peek. And by
I mean, this guy does look clean. Like, you can't tell me that this guy doesn't know how his mechanics, right? Like,
starting off, right, the opener
standard
is this mobile. I'm instantly able to tuck back into cover, and then by
bang,
crouch peeking into the angle.
good lord,
buys me a little bit of time to get the headshot, and it's a bit more of a committed. I'm going all in.
he's only Immortal 1. That's crazy. I mean, yeah, if you this is what brute forcing Immortal, like brute forcing to Immortal looks like. And of course he's going to be really good, like with mechanics like this. It's always going to be good. Of course, like him probably not understanding the game to the highest level. Like once he starts studying the game and just drop it, like letting his like mechanics just chill, like you can still keep practicing it, but as long as like all of his games are about learning and understanding the game and the patterns that come with it, this guy will like, maybe, I don't know if it'll cruise the Radiant, but he's very likely to hit it. it's just a ridiculous amount of hours he's put into mechanical training.
Because obviously you can see how risky it is when we're in a position like the one you sent on.
Hold on a minute. We got a schedule alert.
Risky it is when we're in a position.
All right, here we are. I mean, I have to find a way to shame Rooney whenever possible, yeah? Like, that's just kind of my thing now. This is what a schedule looks like. This is open, very open. It's very flexible, but he has scheduled things that he keeps track of. This looks like a good planner. This is good. I like this. This is a good planner. No, like, need to add, like, random stuff like eat food at 3 o'clock. Every like only 2 days a week. Like it's just a part of the expected life cycle. He doesn't have to plan eating. You know. This is good. I like this. I don't know. It just kind of tickled me looking at it for like half a second and absorbing all the information I could, just to. I don't know. Rooney. Oh, okay, but like. You're not charging people $50 to teach them how to plan, you know? Like, different story. Like, you're not out here, like, charging $50 for coaching that, like, is impacted by this sort of stuff. Like, you're not telling people to make a planner and, like, having to schedule. Because it's just, like, if you schedule your food, that makes sense. Like, to you yourself, that's chilling, right? You talk workshops on time management. How much money did that like cost, like per entry? And in like time management, there's like a lot of other nuances that go into it. Probably, surely. Do you charge $50? Because if you did, hey, well, I'm not gonna give you the Rooney treatment. Part of your job at university. Oh well, that's. Oh, is that different? Do you charge? Did you earn? I mean, it was part of your job at university, so you probably earned money for it. Or maybe it was like I don't know. But did you tell people like to schedule eating, like as a note? You said like schedule your eating. Oh, the students didn't have to pay. You technically got paid. Oh, fair enough. Okay. But it's like free, so it's like technically free information for the students, which is cool. You didn't teach this. That's Rooney did though, and he charges $50 for coaching. That's like my big gripe, man. Anyway, I'll stop hating. I'll stop being a hater.
Yeah, if you had missed this over, the fight goes really bad.
Yep.
What I'm gonna do is I'll get you to go B main. Oh, just casual death. Yeah, I'll get you to go B main.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then live stream.
Not saying that it didn't happen to you. I trust your word, for sure. My only gripe is the money part of it. Like if you were getting paid $50 each time for time management, and then you had to like tell them to like schedule specifically to eat only 2 times a week, by the way, I'll slander Rooney some more. He only ate 2 times a week, of course. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, he's allowed 1 meal. He's allowed 1 meal at 3 o'clock p.m. That's it. Every other day, he's not eating.
Okay, just so that I can see it. And now, the situation you are in, just to make it.
Which, if he had problems with it, wouldn't you like have to schedule it every day? Like, if you kind of forgot to like eat meals at certain times, I would totally get it. If it's like, okay, 7, I need to make breakfast. Like 12, I need to make lunch. Then whatever, like my dinner timer is like 6, 5, 8, maybe 7. I don't know, within this like barrier, I have to make something. Be chilling.
Easy to understand is you're either a clove,
But he only ate
and
2
your
times a
team
week.
is hitting C.
Yep.
And you're contacting space at B, or you're a jet and your entire team is walking behind you and you're taking first contact. Okay.
Okay.
So what I want you to do, I'll turn off my live. I'm gonna play in a random spot, and I want you to get the first blood. Basically, simple as that. All right. Try your best to do it, and then we can refine the technique if we need to as you go. But we're going for that first blood. Easy. I'll move spots real quick.
Yep.
Go for it.
This is a good coach. He's actually not like
I did it again.
Yeah, cool. Now I'm gonna smoke. I'll probably throw a decay. Everyone, there's a lurk. You know, okay, you know, you get the idea. The site is like, good luck. Now you're stuck either opening the switch and just going with your team. You miss the opportunity to lurk, or you're going back through B main to, you know, regroup with your team anyways, and you're maybe watching the flank. You lose so much value. I want you to kill me the second you see me. So peek and stop into that. I'll get myself into a spot real quick. All right, and I'm gonna get you to start from a tiny bit further back so that I can also be in those B main angles because they could be there.
Yeah, okay.
We'll start from there. All right, and 1 moment. Now it definitely could be there. All right, go for it. Wait, I'm gonna pause. I'm bringing you back to the first angle. We're gonna do that first angle again.
okay. This is good. This is good practice. I mess with this. This is good practice. Like he's spotting it immediately, and he's just going to like force repetition onto this guy. Which for mechanical practice is really good. Could this be good for like theory? Probably not, but maybe.
So I want you to pay attention to how you're exposing yourself. You got to be really mindful of what you're exposing yourself to. You just showed your shoulder to this angle, and you exposed yourself to it, but you weren't
full angle here.
So the first angle, this one you're looking at, when you went to peek into that, you exposed yourself while your crosshair was still in the wall, and that means you're deleted instantly by the angle holder, the AWP, whatever it is. This person kills you because you showed yourself and you kind of gave away your information. So just be mindful of that. Be mindful of what you expose yourself to.
Would you rather play close and
No.
wide?
No.
I usually always come wide.
Yeah.
Me and Zaska made the same no. Oh my lord, dude. I have to get through this. I need
that
to.
was fine. It wasn't actually that.
All right,
you
hold on.
peeked it like wrong when you.
I'm gonna
peeked
help
it.
everybody
It's
out.
Before you peeked it, you exposed yourself to it.
Okay.
Oh, a
I'll call
little
it out if it happens
faster.
again, but it's good that I'm mentioning this to you now because if you don't even realize it happens, then maybe that could be a problem that you know.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I showed myself.
Yeah, well, let's keep it going. I'll let you know if it happens again. You saw it there. Surely you saw it there on the first peek.
Yeah.
So just making sure that that's set up. So tuck back into cover. All right. Get a little bit closer to the wall, and you're ready for the shot. And now, what I want you to look like when you peek, I'll give you a visual example. If you have a look at my live stream.
Yep.
What we want it to look like, right? So say we walk up to the angle, crosshair in the wall, set up, and then we just peek. All right. Set up.
Streaming.
Oh wait, shit. Sorry, my bad.
Well, you locked in more when I sped it up.
So, yeah, walking up. All right, we get to a good position. Crosshair in the wall, and I don't expose myself. I'll show you what you've done a few times now, right? But crosshair in the wall, and then we just peek. Okay, that's the main thing we're going for. It's just as simple as peek. But what we've seen a few times now is set up, expose ourselves to this angle here, and then peek.
Yep.
That's gonna get you killed like straight away.
I thought more of the issue was like we're peeking against this like back wall, which is I think not advantage if they're standing here. Or like you can't peek fast when you're doing it. Like you want to be more in the center, or at least close to the back wall, but like more so to the center.
This person here is just holding, and then they get the kill.
If I do my normal peek, and you're standing there, I do that. You can see me way first.
I missed that. Do it again, sorry.
If I'm doing this one,
yep.
You can see me first. If you're there.
If you like expose yourself preemptively. Otherwise, if it's just a peek, it's a peek, and that's good, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Bet.
So I'm gonna just get myself into a random position. Well, I should turn that up. Cool, go for it. Now, that there actually allowed me to have a window of opportunity to angle hold and get a shot off, right? And the reason for it is it's all about efficiency in the movement and the speed and how we can optimize it. So let's go back again. I'm going to move a tiny bit so the micro adjustment is a bit different, but I want you to re-approach those peaks, and I want you to chain them together, right? Because we've got angle disadvantage. I want you to just go from one peak. Is anyone there? To the next peak? Is anyone there? To the next peak? Is anyone there? And we just need to be really mindful about the movement side of things.
Okay.
So here, right, the only movement that I want you to use is to walk forwards if you need to, because walking forwards isn't going to expose yourself to any more angles. It's just going to get you like in a bit of a better spot sometimes.
Like this is just going to expose, yeah? And that's like really bad?
That's all right. Let's go back. I'm going to give you a visual representation. Do you mind jumping in the same spot that I'm in, just as a target to shoot?
Yep.
All right. I'm walking up. Let me know when you can see the... Wait, actually, same mistake. Cool. Let me know when you're watching.
Yep.
All right. So I'm walking up here. I'm setting up my crosshair. I'm peeking. I'm setting up my crosshair. I'm peeking. I know that there's a little bit of a dip here, so I'm peeking. Let's pretend I don't see your foot for the sake of immersion. I set up my crosshair. I peek. I see the target. I shoot. Right. Again, peek, peek, peek. I'll walk forwards a little bit. Peek, shoot, and go straight to the target as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
So I'll
that first one, I can see you, your shoulder way before you even spawn.
Yep. And that's because angle advantage is doing its thing. But you just gotta be mindful of that. Sometimes you'll cop it, but most times you'll be fine. The second you get shot at through the wall, you just tuck back in and you're fine. And you can maybe re-peek with the crouch or something. But I'll get you to go again. I'll move around a little bit. Go for it. All right, definitely much better. Let's get one more going. Go for it. Now, we shift peeked that, didn't we? So there's no instance in this situation. We would only ever like shift out and expose ourselves if we're like really tracing an angle.
I'm surprised he's not talking about how like the guy in training is still peeking against this wall, and it's like really hard to get that momentum into the peak when they're against the wall. I'm surprised that still hasn't come up yet.
That's the only time. When we're slicing our angles, there's no instance where we're exposing ourselves to angles at a slower speed, because
So you just always be walking out like that.
Yep, just your 2 steps, slice, slice, slice. So
okay.
Go for it.
It's always sliced up.
All right, let's pause there. We're getting closer and closer. What I'm gonna get you to do, so that tempo, cool. The speed of the peaks is efficient. There's movement in between the peaks, and what that movement is, you can see my live stream.
Yep.
What that movement is, so if you peek this angle, right, and then you move before you're like set up and whatnot. So for example, we have a little step here. If we move out, we're exposing ourselves to this angle here before our crosshair is ready. If we set up in the wall and then move out, we expose ourselves to this angle before we're ready. So the new way that I'm gonna get you to feel into this, right, is I'm gonna just get myself in a random spot again, and then we're gonna do one peek at a time, but break it down into its stages. So I'm gonna get you to walk up to the angle that you're ready to pick first. All right, here, and now we're gonna stop. All right, now let's set up for the next fight that we're gonna take. All right, but before we peek, all right, from here, like hand off the keyboard.
Yep.
Now mouse in wall. All right, and now hand on keyboard, hand off mouse.
Yep.
All right, and now just peek with your keyboard and nothing else. All right, now stop. Don't do anything. Take the hand off the keyboard, hand on the mouse. All right, and now pick an angle. Let me know when you're set up for the next fight.
Yep.
Here. All right, swapping back over. Okay, now keyboard only. Just 2 steps out. Bang. Look at that. Easy as shot. Efficient. No micro steps. Straight to the head. And then you can click and get the kill there.
Yep. Okay.
So what you've just done is you've had your like the goalie analogy, right? So your crosshair when you peek is dead still because your hand is literally off the mouse. What does that mean? If your hand was on the mouse, your like a dot, your crosshair is literally the equivalent of a goalie jumping to save a penalty. It's the same as a tennis player waiting to receive a tennis ball. Am I going left? Am I going right? The second my reaction time kicks in, I'll be able to react accordingly because my crosshair is still. Number two, because we preemptively stop. Same thing. I'm like, the second my reaction time kicks in and sees you, I'm already stopped. I don't need.
That's an interesting analogy that I never really thought about. I guess this comparison to a pro player is going to make this really, really kick in a different way. So interesting. I'm sure that I move my cross. This is definitely something that I have no business being as clean in. 100%.
To stop.
And that's probably
Yep. Okay.
So
correct
instantly.
technique that
And
the
what
pro
you
is
do
going to
there,
show.
That looks like the way I peek. I'm going to give you one just point of reference. One moment. And this is literally me in comp clearing angles as I'm contacting space. Ascent, right? So sit up, peek, sit up, peek, sit up, peek. As I'm peeking, crosshair's dead still. Sit up, peek. And then I trace when I'm not ready to pre-aim. And that's something else we can discuss if you need to. But for now, it's just, I want to focus on the peaks. It's all of these peaks here, right? So sit up, peek, sit up, peek. And when I peek, it's as if my hand is off the mouse.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to move positions real quick. Try not to have a look. Go for it. Let's go again. Slow it down. Slow down the tempo.
Yep.
Go for it. And then we'd go straight to the target. We shoot a 2-bullet burst just because we got some cover to work with. It
Yep.
allows for us to
back.
get some extra shots back. But yeah, that there was a lot better, right? But just making sure that we're not moving until our cross is set up.
Yep. Okay.
Go for it. Easy. I'm going to want to do those ones again. I'm going to move a tiny bit. Let's go
Dang.
even slower now. Really like break it down into its stages. So set up. There we can be straight away overexposed, right? So let's
Yep.
get into position, right, for that first peak. And let's walk up. Cool. Now let's peek out. And then we're going to stand still. Don't move again. All right. Now this keyboard hand doesn't do nothing. All right. We're just simply now setting up for the next peak. We're chaining them together one by one. If we move out anymore, we're going to expose ourselves to the enemy, right? You're going to expose yourself to me. So now we just make sure we're only peeking our way out. So peeking one by one, chaining them together. So set up peak. And then straight into the next one without moving. Set up peak. Yep. Fuck it. We just cop whatever we've done here. We don't try and fix anything. Now move the crosshair back. And we peek the next one. Bang. Straight to the head. You can see how easy of a shot that is now. There's no flick. There's nothing, right? Super easy
Like
shot.
also being here to just going down a little. Yeah.
And you just stay composed and you get yourself to that target. All right, this time, pretend as if I'm going to shoot back.
Okay. Yes. You're
So-
right there.
What I would
Untucked.
do in
That dude's gone.
situation is just treat it as if it was a normal peek and you saw me. I would just go for the wallbang headshot, tuck back into cover
Yeah,
and
okay.
just cop it. Because I still want to just do as much damage as I can anyways. I'll
Yep.
move around a little bit, go for it again. And then straight to the head. Make sure that we're on the head before we click, and that's going to be the next challenge, right? Is make sure we stay composed.
Yep.
Alright, go for it. That there was perfect. Like, that there looked like how I clear my angles. When I'm contacting up B main, exactly like that, one by one by one. Just
Woo! There you
every
go.
single
Look at
time
that.
You were like ready for the fight. If I was on any of those angles, it would be
That-
just as clean.
Wow,
Sure.
me
So
like
that
you.
there is your point of reference to what it needs to look like for all your peaks. Does that make sense?
Happy days.
How did that feel? How did that feel?
It felt like I was more like advantaged.
Yes, 100%.
I was-
100%.
Feels like I
Let's
was
do some,
cheating.
like deeper fights now. We'll just do like the same, you know, I'll find a random position on B site and
Yep.
then that'll yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, go for it.
I like how he picks random spots and just has gone to the same spot every time. Ah, blocked it.
Let's go back for a moment.
Yeah.
Let's actually let's clear these first ones again. So that angle you're looking at there just a moment ago, that one there, I want you to be worried about that. I want you to be worried about
The box.
yeah, all that sort of stuff. And then I just want to make sure that we're actually getting out to see the angles a little bit. We don't want to go too far,
Alright.
right? But a lot of those instances there, we weren't getting out far enough and we weren't actually seeing the angle that we're trying to fight. So that's just
Okay.
what we're going to be more mindful of. So go for those last angles again.
Yep.
I wonder, they're gonna make him do deathmatch? That'd be pretty good to see. Don't think we'll have time for a ranked.
And then we can tuck back in and we want to go for that burst. So the most important thing, and I'm seeing it slip away slowly as you peak more and more angles, like it's like we slowly go back to default, is the peek and the setup, like where you put your crosshair in the wall, and then the movement where you peek yourself out are slowly starting to happen closer and closer together to the point where you end up doing them at the exact same time. What that means is you're peeking out to see someone while you're still setting up your crosshair. It means you're going to be slightly busy by the time you see someone on your screen. You're not fully ready for it, like the tennis player analogy. Does that make sense?
I got you.
All right,
That checks
I'll change
out.
it up. Just go for the side angles if you want. You can skip over that.
To fix this, like to keep the focus up, would you slow it down like even further than what we're doing and like pause on everything for the practice? Or would we just keep it regular speed and just try to keep it mindful? Good question for me to like digest while this keeps practicing out. I was thinking slow because I they're going regular for sure, and they're just kind of like getting rid of the angles that are good. I guess a better question is, instead of it's like slow versus regular speed, I think it's slow versus like sectioned practice, like doing this for different like parts of the map. I was thinking slow for the majority of people I teach would probably like get way like, I wouldn't even say better results. I would just say better conversion. Brain process things at different speeds. And I think like this, I think this player actually would profit over the section one, because I think the main peaks are good. It's just once we get to B main, it's a little shaky. So I think this player actually be a section player where we just do it, we break it down into sections, and that's how you would practice.
B main ones.
Perfect.
Yeah, because look at this. Yeah, you break it down to the sections, it looks good.
Okay, it's looking much better. We'll do that one.
Yeah, that looked really smooth. Yeah, this is a section player. Disaster is so good if he like broke that decision down in his head while coaching like immediately, because there's no way.
And then it'd be straight to the head, and then insta death. So, looking much better. This is something you gotta practice. This is something you gotta lock in. You gotta, in your death matches, as you navigate the map. I'll show you an example of.
Oh, are we actually gonna get a death match?
To kind of show you what it looks like, but. I'm navigating the map with these same peaks. Set up peak, go for the kill. I'm tracing the angles when I need to, then I set up the crosshair, and then I peek. If you have a look at this last skill here, it's exactly what we've discussed, right? It's just not walking. But this is how I would want you to be playing when you're on site. Just to give you some like hypotheticals, say you were playing Clove again, and you know you're running on site, you've dropped smokes, thrown your decay, you're out on site. Now we get to a position like this, and you know someone's backside. Set up peak, insta kill. Set up peak, insta kill. Right? You can get up here, set up peak, insta kill, and you can see these fights here, insta kill. Even though over here we're doing it like one by one, we're contacting space, and it's like feels like a lurky, right? This is just the easiest way to learn it because you're walking the whole time. But what I want you to get to is a point where you're in a fast-paced situation. You recognize, oh yeah, I need to take a fight where I've got angle disadvantage, and I need to peek something, and to do that same technique. You're running up, set up, peek, cool, nothing there, set up, peek, nothing there. We'll get up, set up, peek, cool, happy days. And maybe you're holding waterfall, you peek off your team's contact, cross it, set up, and then you peek, shoot. Same technique, right? Set up, peek. So it's like a fundamental thing that will universally carry across all your gunfights, and we just need to get it really crisp, really crisp.
Oh.
So, do we aim train at the moment? I forgot to ask, I think.
No.
Do you have COVID?
Ah, we don't aim train.
Would you do 10 minutes a day?
Yeah.
It's gonna help, I promise. I'll get you to alternate between two scenarios, but the first one is just this one here. And I'll get you to open it up yourself. If you open up Kovacs and live stream it, we'll walk through what I want you to do. That first scenario there, just favorite that one. It's going to be your best friends. Press play. I'm not a fan of like the autopilot playlist type scenarios. So I just, what I do is I just like train it like the gym basically. So we're looking for progressive overload, not too easy to the point where you're not making progress, not too hard to the point where you're building bad habits. And we're finding that sweet spot, and then we're using the free play manager to tweak it. So I'll get you to press play.
Man, that's a good way to approach aim training. I think for total beginners to aim training, I think the like playlists are fine, but I think if you're gonna master it, this is probably the most efficient method when specifically targeting a weakness you have.
And just give this your best well.
I would not be able to.
Stats. All right. 10.5% accuracy. That would not. That's not like that's not within our threshold of happy days. So I'll get you to press pause.
I have no
speed.
idea what my settings are either. So.
Oh, set up.
Dude, actually, this has a free play manager. Does AimLabs have this? Wait, does AimLabs have this? Yeah, 250 MS is crazy. Aimlabs doesn't have this. I guess this is the $10 difference. I mean, yeah, you can be a little bit more dynamic with your training then. Maybe Rooney's onto something. Maybe you do need aim labs, or not aim labs. Maybe you do need Kovacs in order to get better aim. I think if you train like this, you definitely want Kovacs, not aim labs. I'm about to reinstall Kovacs.
Your sense maybe as a minimum, just so that you're not Valorant sense. Is that your sense there?
That should be my sense.
That's probably all you need.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Then yeah, press save. Target speed. What I'll get you to do, see that button above, sorry, just like that top right corner of the free play manager, the circle.
Yeah.
Above, yep, that one there, yep. Press that. Let's just reset the stats. Then target speed, we're gonna drop it down to 0.5. Anywhere around there, perfect. Press escape.
25 is wild. 25,800, you think? 25,1600 would be crazy. And it was something that I used to play towards. It's really fast. 25,800 is pretty standard.
Give it a whirl. Make sure you're on the target before you click.
This is such a good method. I'm stealing this. I'm stealing this, by the way. I'm stealing this. This is such a good method.
Done. Let's pause there. Once you got the flow of things, you can see like 81% accuracy.
I'm taking this. This is so good. I actually think that this formula is like really good for like this is definitely good for training, specifically for aim aim training. Especially if you have like specific targeted weaknesses. If he gives the drills too, I'm sure he gives us drills. One sec. I do want to watch I want to compare to oh yeah, here it is. Hey, put it right here. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, we'll watch. I want to watch the Pro VOD to see if what he's talking has some weight to it, like if the pros are doing it.
A bit higher as well if we
like unconsciously. I don't think they'll be doing it consciously. They're pros. All their knowledge is intuitive. Let's see if like intuition matches like
reset and again, you'd probably be higher just because at the start it was a bit rough as you got used to it. But
I'm definitely watching that aim training like video. I don't think I'll like be super serious. I don't think I'm ever gonna be like super serious with Valorant. Like I'm at the point where I'm good at the game, and my main drive is to be better at analyzing and helping other people be good at the game.
We'd say okay.
So I'm not gonna sink a ton of time into it.
Wait, let's crank the speed 0.6. And the thing that helped me determine it being too easy is just, 81% accuracy. If we're like 85% accuracy and over, up the speed. You're ready for a new challenge. If you see below 60%, drop the speed. If you're like around 70%, maybe that's a sweet spot where you can challenge yourself and keep going at that speed, right? And then you try and get it to 80%. But yeah, progressive overload like the gym basically. So press play. Let's give this a whirl.
Yeah, plus like you can just continuously go as long as you want. Like there's no timer. Shoot, maybe I am installing Kovacs.
Bang. Found a sweet spot. 72%, right? That's like not too easy, not too hard. It's gonna challenge you. It gets you to like you gotta lock in to actually really do well, but it's not frustratingly bad to the point where you're missing every shot and you're building bad habits. When you go like max speed, you'll notice it forces you to like not even check if you're on the target. You're just throwing your crosshair around too fast. Building bad habits is the equivalent of getting injured at the gym. So dropping the speed down to 0.6 at the moment, that's our sweet spot, and just know that then translates into our Valorant. In Taden's reflex, there's a scenario, and so
I might not even give like another mechanical reference for anyone who are trying to learn like mechanical skill. I would honestly just give this guy as the reference. I don't even know if I can give another like player or coach that level of like respect.
In Valorant, you're about to peek, you have no information, you peek, now there's a target somewhere on your screen. You get to the target, okay? You've now learned that at max speed of Taden's reflex, you hit the target 10-15% of the time, right? If you go at max speed. So understand, when we play Valorant and we peak, we don't go at max speed because we know that's 10% accuracy. What we do is we figure out what 0.6 speed is, and we convert that into Valorant because we know we get 70% accuracy or 80% accuracy at 0.5, right? So if it's a little bit slower, cool, that's fine. At least you're gonna hit the shot.
Oh, you learn things. I'm learning things too. This is like a good teacher. This is a channel that might be on my perma like reference list.
16 seconds. That's how long you've been aim training for. 10 minutes a day. If you just explore the scenario, muck around 10 minutes, make it a little routine, and do it after comp, sometime after your session is completely done, like the last thing you do for your grind, then you know, you're gonna get faster and faster at it. You're gonna progress, push new boundaries.
This is so good.
That's going to correlate into your Valorant. Maybe it gets to a point where you can peak and actually full go at max speed, you know, Taden's reflex, and get to the target, but you know, it's not troll and you're gonna hit the shot 80% of the time. That would be crazy, and that's where you get speed, efficiency, like you'll get deadly in your peaks. Peak, dead, everyone's dead. That's the goal. That's what I want you working towards.
Alright, can do. Happy days.
It was a absolute pleasure working with you, and I'm excited to see the progression. So if you have any questions as well, like you can always just send me a message. If anything pops into your mind, if you've got anything now, go for it as well. But otherwise, I trust that you will do well with this information.
Yep, just make sure I'm working on those angle peaks as well as the micro flicks.
What an absolute legend.
Can do. That sounds easy as.
All right, cool. And wait, Ascendant. So we've probably gotten in a game together without realizing. One day we will. I don't even have my name hidden anymore. So if you ever see me, you say hello.
Yeah, of course.
Easy done. All right,
Take
care, man.
You won't be shitting on me.
All right. Okay. W vid. Absolutely. All right. I'm gonna go use the restroom. We're gonna watch the Primi VOD to kind of compare and contrast notes, and then maybe the other one after. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. Let's go. All right, so we got ourselves Primi on Jet on Pearl. I guess I should have picked a different Valo. Oops. Let's see it. Yeah, I know another Pearl. Good lord. Oh, everyone just died. Like, we're gonna have to slow these down, huh? He kills them way too fast. I'm really curious about this one in particular. Great Scott. I mean, yeah. Okay, we'll find another round. I think this is also cut. Yeah, this is cut perfectly. Let's just see how he peaks angles. Actually, be way more impactful. It's intuitive. Gets deep. Don't think he ever stops though. Okay, now he's about to peak. I could feel it in my bones. He doesn't stop. He does stop eventually when it's on a very likely target. Takes like you. Yeah, he just runs. No stop.
โอเคเดินไป
Okay, we're gonna mute it. I can see people getting, myself including, a headache. No stop. I mean, there was a stop there, but it's so slow. Like, he's stopping, but for like 12, like, tenths of a second. And when he's holding, he's kind of chilling. He might take micro steps, but he's mostly stopped. I mean, this is holding. This is completely different. Oh, he was there. Okay, he actually just gets owned. See, no stop again. I mean, with a fade dog, I guess you can no stop.
เฮ้ยอร่อยชอบประมาทไปหมดหรอก
Like, I guess it isn't dry because they're using utility. Oh, hold on, let me update this. You know how it be.
เกมอ่ะ
My ult is ready.
เดี๋ยวเป็นไงเป็นไงเราอาร์ตอยู่จ้ะ
Wow, okay. Let me watch that peek again. Yeah, just the Immortal 1 player, just casually. So peek. When is this guy confirmed, dude? Yeah, he peeked, he stopped, then he confirmed. That's actually technique. That's just the technique. Right there. We just saw it. Right there. That's the technique. Zaska's onto something. And mostly when it's dry. So, like, if there's utility, he's not going to stop because why bother? They're not there. Why slow down and, like, peek every single angle smartly when we know it's clear? Fair. Okay, but that's one instance. Yeah, he gets sat, but, like, it's high radiant. Of course you're gonna get sat sometimes.
แต่กูแย่งมันยิงไง
No, please don't, dude. No. Oh god. Christ almighty. What?
ปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บปั๊บ
What? I mean, this is probably weapon diff. Yeah, he spots him. Yeah, cool. I mean, sure.
Here, my ult's ready.
ต้องซ้ายมาเดี๋ยวมาแพ้หน่อยมัดแพ้หน่อยมัดเอายังเอาไปเข้ามาไม่เกี่ยวมารีเข้าแล้ว
Spike planted. Launching door.
ได้ลีนะ
Where is he? I can
เฮเว่นเฮเว่นเสียงเฮเว่นกับทีที
Reloading.
ทีทีกันเฮเว่น
Just got your main and name rat or ARAM. That's just free.
ขาวเลยได้ยิงได้ยิง
One heaven.
ได้โดดลงแล้ว
I mean, that was forced from Tejo Mollies. Even then, like,
ได้โดดลงแล้ว
yeah, they're cute cats. Like, it was forced. Man. But it was good technique. We are watching Primi right now. Like, let me slow it down. Because he has good technique. Like, I think it's just straight up the same technique. Peeks. I mean, shoots because he thinks he's there. Misses. And just, like, just chills. Does he pop knives here? He doesn't even pop knives here. What a beast. I probably would have popped knives. All right. Okay. Fine. You can have a main. All right. Cool. Cool, dude. All right. Fine. You can have a main. I get it. You want a main. I totally get it, dude. We'll just go B. I don't care. Oh, all right. Okay. All right, sure. Now I'm just gonna come kill you now. that shot through the wall was personal. His confirmation is just so fast. You know, like it's gotta just be that. It's just gotta be that fast. Like he can comprehend and see and confirm that target like just that quickly. Like no way. Here, we'll let him blab.
Here.
I mean, it's kind of obnoxious that he's running the outlaw a lot. I mean, it's correct, but it doesn't help.
Taking that back.
ให้มันตายเชียดอนรัวๆเนี่ยแล้วเนี่ยเดี๋ยวสตรีมเราอะเล่นแรง
One enemy remaining.
All right, cool. Just jet things. Okay, dude. Okay. I mean, neither was proper technique, but welcome to the squad.
No charge.
Good lord.
เดี๋ยวกูลองยิงให้เด็ก
Is he gonna win every single round on attack and maybe lose 3 rounds of defense?
ยิงไหนอะอุ้ยไม่เป็นไรอ่ะป่ะยิงมายิงสดมา
No stun. He doesn't stun there? You pull there? Really? Don't you pull with suck? That seems pretty good.
No turret here.
I mean, he's good at holding. Well,
Reloading.
You guys wanna go where? You want me to smoke left and right or no?
I'm only cover. I'm ready to flash.
See? Go, 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 go.
One play.
Oh, lock inside.
he's fine.
Phones are alive.
I got stuck.
One enemy remaining.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What is this, dude? No way.
อาดอปอ่ะ
That's such an aggressive look.
ตอนนี้ใช้คีย์บอร์ด
Oh,
อะไร
oops. This is not, like, there's no way this is gonna get spotted.
โอ้เฮ้ยดอน
Actually, maybe.
โอ้โห
Wow. Oh, okay. Who's that jet?
หายแล้วไงเอามันมาปิดกูได้
Anyone know who that jet is?
ว่าไง
Because that dude is not messing around.
รอเดี๋ยวไม่โดนอะไรด้วยหน่อยดิรอเดี๋ยว
Reloading.
เลยเนี่ยโดนกูล่อคอแล้วไอ้โดนมาแล้ว
Bring them down.
Yeah.
Cut him there. Spike down mid. I have the spike.
This one long.
Rip and tear. Nowhere to run.
You're not getting this gun.
One blind mid.
Backside. Asha.
ตัวนี้มันแอดบาร์จริงนี่หว่านึกว่า
เอ้า
แอดบา
เมื่อกี้
ร์ปล
มั
อน ม
หาไม่เหรอ
Our spike carrier is killed.
ไปอยู่นู่นแล้ว
Spike down B.
Hello? This is Radiant, by the way.
One enemy remaining. My last player standing.
Christ almighty.
หมดอ่ะ
I mean, he does do the technique. It's more like dry fights, though. When you have to peek out, that it's really good
30 seconds
technique.
left.
But he's just so good at confirming his target. Like, to a ridiculous degree. He also finds ways to incorporate the shorty into his play.
I got the spike.
I mean, we're committed to this now, yeah? Like, we have to. I can see him losing this round. Like,
10 seconds left.
no, the Astra's long. Actually long, yeah.
Thrifty.
Oh, it was still just tucked. Wow.
ไม่ปาด
Dude, so much patience from that Astra.
แพ้แต่ไม่เล่นคนเดียว
All right, cool. That round's over. All right, cool. Nice. Huge. I mean, that's the Primy way.
Yes.
I mean, he does the peek and then he adjusts after he fully stops. Yeah, like he was just aiming at that wall after the peek.
วาโลเป็นด้วยเนี่ยเพื่อน
Like he peeks out wall, then he stops, aims.
Yes.
Like he has proper technique.
2 วัด
I mean, this guy is insane. All right.
เฮ้ยมันล็อกคอเลย
Anywho,
You should run.
well, okay, the round I guess just ends.
แล้วแอตตาเขามา
They didn't cut this one.
ตรงหนามวะ
คิวก็ไปเนี่ย
This round just not end or something.
ไป
ไปไหนวะเตะทุกวันกูนักแข่งเกมเป็นนักบอลวะ
เฮ้ยแล้วมึง
Oh, it does just end like that.
อันเว
No cut? Really? No cut?
เวแต่
โอ้โห
Everyone just dies though. Nice.
Get out of my way.
What a guy.
รอตีดิไปซะตีไว้
Well, no jet dash, so we kind of just have to exist. Who needs dash when you can just run at them?
Down A.
เดี๋ยวเฟลาประมาณ
Yeah, he just walks everywhere.
เรียนยุวทูตศึกษา
One
ครับ
enemy remaining.
ว่าแต่เห็นพาลอนอยู่นวมินทร์หรอครับ
ไม่แน่ใจเลยครับ
That is ridiculous. All right, maybe on defense he's a little more disciplined.
เดี๋ยววัน
I doubt it,
โอเคสัก
but you know, you never know.
One long, two long guys, two long. Astra,
ดันสโมกเกต
Astra,
They're going B.
KJ long, KJB long.
coming B
Four.
Many enemies. B.
Wow. Okay, owned. Caught in transition. All right, surely. Okay, cool.
เอวะ
B long hello B come guys
บีไปเรียบขาดเฮลไม่ได้ขออีกหนึ่งเลย
3 more KJ 50 Teo 50
Guess it makes sense to stop the rotators from coming out. Checks out to me.
One enemy remaining. Thrifty.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. Peeks out. I mean, even W's out. Takes the time.
taking him in
ก็ขายแล้ว
Well, all good.
Reloading.
ไม่ได้ปาต่อเดี๋ยว
มาดิไม่ได้ปรับไปอ่ะ
Yeah, he just walks. I mean, surely his walking is like the thing getting him killed often. Obviously, this KJ is ridiculous. Cool.
เองเงียบเนี่ย
ปิดบอลดูอาร์ได้
I know that Aspas plays like top sign.
ดีเงี้ยป่ะ
He plays top sign or back wall. All right, well,
one more
guess that spot's also good.
2
12อ่ะ
This one.
Well,
แกนกู
2 link
yeah, probably connector. Yeah,
อันนี้ก็
probably going back A.
This one more.
Definitely going back
I
A.
think last two there, bro, because he don't also.
ไปเอว่ะคิวไปเอ
What's up, Void? Howdy, howdy.
Bring them down.
ดูให้
Doesn't grab rifle.
Spike
KJ
planted.
planting.
โจวาง
He values the op more. Oh, actually, he's 100 HP. Just kidding. He has no shields. It's better for op. You're three tap. This is technically one tap. Just the fights are kind of hard.
Close him in.
One enemy remaining.
เฮ้ยนาย
Okay.
หลับไม่เด้ง
Okay, dude.
ไปล็อกเลยโอ้
Yep. 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 This guy doesn't stop, dude. He just, man. I mean, of course, if you're good enough to like walk everywhere and you can confirm your targets like at the speed of light, then sure, you can play like this. I don't.
รอดได้ไงวะ
One
And when he isn't doing that insane nonsense, he's doing the proper form. Like, it's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
อ๋อ
Bruh.
Kill, kill.
Wait. Got that.
There you are, little shit.
Star B. Turning.
I mean, this is kind of counterintuitive to not peek on the angle.
โอ้เดี๋ยวล่างมาโดนกูเจ็ดโลมันทำไปตีบิลิงเหลือเกินตีน่ะหายละแงบเจ็ดเหลือหนึ่ง
Yep.
น่ากับเอไว้
Can be connector.
แล้วก็ติ๊กเข้าอ่ะ
Checks the lurker, sure.
โอ้แล้วก็ไปกดมีดไอ้เหี้ยกดผิดไว้เจ็ดเหลือหนึ่ง
Two in.
วางท่อน้ำด้วยเจ็ดโล
Yeah, they're so like disciplined and how much they clear.
Spike planted.
Yep. Well,
Stand.
darn. Oops.
ห้าเล่มของ KX โอ้หวยมันไม่โดนเลย
Darn.
โอ้เขาแม่ง
That round lasted longer than it should have.
อาร์เดฟามันไม่เก่งภาพ
He really likes this off angle, which I kind of agree. I agree with. This off angle is pretty good. I don't know. Can he even peek forward there anymore? I feel like it's here. It's like the only advantage you have.
เพราะว่าบีมันเดินเข้าบีเหรอ
Get out of my way.
เอาปาดมาอัตตาใครมีโฟบี
Can be link, can be link.
อัตตาสโมบีอัตตา
Two B, two B, two B. Two link, two link. One more. There. One shot missing. Two.
ฮ่าฮ่า
One link.
One enemy
Last link,
remaining.
last link.
Spike down B.
ฮ่าฮ่า
I mean, perfect hold. Yeah, this is the spot Aspas normally will like up from.
เฮ้ยเฉลี่ยเลยอ่ะเฉลี่ยมันสิบอยู่เว้ยบอกเลยได้ครับเข้ายังเป็นโจโลสองตัว
Spike down A.
หมดเลยปะต่อได้
Yes. All there. All three in.
รู้ป่ะจะไปแล้ว
Dang. Then he commits to the wide.
Last player standing.
Wow. What an Astra.
Planted.
This game is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie to you.
เอ๊ะ
Go ahead.
เข้ามา
Stand your ground.
มาหน่อยดิ เข้าได้
Oh, this round's over too. Can Premi work magic? Sure can't. That Astra has that fight on lock and key.
เฮ้ยมา I think B
That's so funny. The one round they're actually gonna fake it. They aggress. They're all on A, daring them to go B.
on B becoming ready เข้า B เลย
Well.
เอาใกล้ๆดิ
I mean, perfectly held.
Last player standing.
1v2. Premi wins these.
Down B. One enemy remaining.
Definitely wins these. Jumps up. Yup. Looks good. That's the kind of thing I actually want to do King. But hey, this ain't your VOD anymore. This guy's just a beast too.
ร้องไห้
I mean, he does follow the principles. Almost down to a... okay. I will say almost down to a T. There's this big glaring issue where he literally just doesn't stop moving, which is pretty cool. But hey, if you can just like... if you can respond to your targets that quickly,
Hello, everybody.
why even bother? Yeah? Like, why even bother, like, trying to confirm when you can confirm while moving?
It is I, Zasco 3, the Valorant philosopher and mechanical coach. Today, we're discussing a very, very serious topic. A topic that confuses many, many people and has been requested to be spoken about many times. Aim training. And more specifically, how do we actually use it as a tool to get better at Valorant?
Yeah, I gotta watch this. You're not allowed to
aim from Kovacs into
not
Valorant,
let me
and
know
what
this.
scenarios are going to yield the highest return on investment for your time. This video is not for the aim trainer mains who are just looking to benchmark themselves and try and get the highest scores possible, but instead for the Valorant player who does not care about any of that stuff and instead just wants to be the best Valorant player they can possibly be. Now, before I get into optimized learning and training, we need to understand what it is that we actually are looking to learn, what it is that we're trying to develop. The most common thing that I see amongst Valorant players is to really train their static flicking, their dynamic clicking, and just their flicking in general, sometimes their micro adjustments as well, and basically develop their ability to go from point A to point B. This is not only completely fine, but it's also essential in clicking things in Valorant. We've got to be able to go from point A to point B. But the thing that people don't realize is that Valorant isn't a static scenario, but rather a reactive scenario where we have no information, we don't know where the target's going to appear, and then we've got a limited amount of time before we get shot in the face. This is why you might be perfectly capable of shooting targets in the range or in your static scenarios, but then when it comes to comp, suddenly you're insta-flicking, shooting before you're on the target, and your static technique just goes out the window completely. So long story short, the first way to better integrate our Kovacs aim into our Valorant gameplay is by understanding the importance of reactive training. You need to deprive yourself of information and then train your brain to be able to apply the correct aiming technique despite being caught off guard. This concept is called aiming discipline. If in comp you find yourself shooting before the target or insta-committing or anything like that and over-flicking and it's just really messy, chances are you do lack aiming discipline. At the end of the day, if you were to peek into this angle, look how easy of a shot that is. In your Kovacs aim trainer, you click this every single day of the week. Just go from point A to point B, right? But of course, when you're in a Valorant comp, for some reason that doesn't happen. Reactivity. You need to teach your brain to handle being caught off guard and to only ever react with the correct aiming technique. That way you increase your consistency and obviously you stop insta-shooting and committing to fights that you know you shouldn't. How we actually train our reactivity in the most effective way possible, I'll get to that shortly. But moving on, if you're a player that can flick really well and you do hit the first shot pretty often, but then when you don't hit the first shot, the fight's pretty much over because the enemy starts strafing and you just can't seem to keep up with them, then you've got a weakness in your movement reading, active aiming, stability, and mouse control. This is extremely common in people who don't aim train at all, just smash the range heaps. And
me! That's me! That's me right there!
Basically, they just
He's talking about me!
They only learn to flick, they only learn to hit the first target. But, well, as you can see right here, we're not at all learning what to do when we miss the first shot. The target actually just disappears. What we need are scenarios that teach us to keep our mouse actively on a target that is moving. These teach us to better read the target's movement.
Smooth tracking?
Keep our mouse actively on a target and develop the tension management required to stay on the target despite its constant unpredictable movement. The reason why it's so important to develop these skills is because it teaches us how to aim when we're already on the target. Something that's completely different to when we're trying to get to a target. Something that's already been discussed many times before is that when we're flicking to a target, it's made up of two motions. The initial flick, then the micro movement. The initial flick, the micro movement. The initial flick, the micro movement. The initial flick, the micro movement.
Yeah.
What you'll notice though is that as I flick, you can't really see the two motions, and the reason for that is because I drop my tension in the second half of the flick so that I'm really like smooth and flowy going into my micro adjustment.
Hey, thank you for the 42 months. Appreciate it, Salad. Thank you, thank you.
Across is just grab your mouse harder and just try and like micro adjust.
3.5 years.
Try
Good
and, like,
lord.
Be precise and flow onto the target. It's not possible, right? We're looking at static targets as well here, so understand if they're moving, it's a whole different issue. Now, after doing that for a second, okay?
That's
Reset.
huge.
Massage your hand, do some wrist circles.
Close
whatever
to
you need to do to just loosen up. What you'll find is that you can
Half a year
adjust more
till
precisely,
4 years.
but you can actually micro adjust faster. Not only that, but bringing us back to the mouse control targets here, these are also much easier.
You've been
to
in
stay
for the
on
long
if we
con.
have better controlled tension. And like I said,
We're in it
these
for the long
targets here
haul.
are training our ability to stay on a target once we do flick to it. Combining everything that I've discussed up until now, you can kind of understand how it all falls into place. We're tucked behind cover and we're about to peek out and take a flight.
Yeah,
That means
damn.
the
That's
target's
like,
going to appear on
that's
our
sick.
screen without
Appreciate
any
your support.
information. Once it does
And of course,
appear, we
everyone
need
for
to get to
watching.
the
I always
target and
appreciate
stay on the
everyone.
target without too much tension, so that if the target does
Thank you
move,
kindly.
we are able to react accordingly. Once we get on the target, it's just about finding an opportunity to shoot. And thankfully, by developing our movement reading skills, we're able to understand when that opportunity does arise. So this means you've got a few things to practice. Number one is our raw aiming technique, our ability to click, dynamic targets, static targets, target switching, all that kind of stuff. The usual benchmarky kind of scenarios. They
Enjoy
are
this
important.
jazz
However,
real quick.
we also need to make sure that we're working on our reactivity, our composure, our tension management. And then lastly, we want to make sure that we're developing our ability to stay on evasive targets. We've got to develop our mouse control, our reactive tracking, our evasive target
I see,
switching,
I see.
all that kind of stuff to make sure that when the
Hopefully your
target
French
moves,
practice
we can
was
stay
more
on the
fruitful than
target.
my
Before you get
Japanese
tempted
ones.
to take all of that, put it in a playlist, and then play it every single day, let me give you a much more effective method to training your aim. The first step, okay? Book yourself a mechanical coaching session. I won't lie, this step is optional, alright? But if you
I mean, you gotta plug, right? You have to. You have to plug. It's his video to plug. I didn't realize he wasn't that cheap. $40? $120 for like 4 sessions? I mean, this is a steal, yeah? You get a session for free? Japanese is harder. Yeah, learning the kanji has been an absolute bitch. Still cheaper than Rooney, I'm not gonna. That's a steal. I mean, with this guy's amount of knowledge, it's like, it might actually be worth. It might actually be worth.
If you want to speed up the process, I know a thing or two about aim, and I can look at your gameplay and tell you exactly what you need to work on straight away. Not only that, but these sessions also go beyond.
How much is? Wait, hold on. I need to look at Voltaic. He might be cheaper than Voltaic, and they know what they're talking about. They're really good. Let's see. I don't need to assess my aim. They're like really good. Coaching, thank you. So amped is the revolutionary step into professional aim training coaching. I assume this is for professional players. Yeah, these guys are really darn good at it. Oh, they got a lot of different. They added to their list. Mini God, Cartoon, Maddie. I knew this. I didn't know they added Loris. Welcome to the team, Loris. Ard, Harrow. They added Viscos. That. Oh, Hachi Machi. Is this pounds? Okay, so you have a one-off aim consulting for $250. And it's just one. Okay, dang. Wait, this is way cheaper. It's not even close. God damn. 250 pounds a week for the 2-week trial. Oh, it's per week. I don't so this is USD. Okay, so it's per week. I'm assuming. 8-week plan, 200 per week. Good God. And then there's like the 4-week plan, 225 per week. So $900 total. I feel like if you're gonna commit a lot of money, just do the 8-week plan. I feel like dang. I mean, one off gets you a lot though. One off gets you the initial assessment, custom scenario creations and personalized training PDF. Like that seems really good, especially from like the best aimers in the world. That seems good. I think this guy's a steal though, for sure. In comparison, not even close. $1,000 Kompeki. Okay, he's probably more for like players who want to go pro. Like those are like the Immortal 3s, low radiance. Like those are the people who should take that like $1,000 and give it to Kompeki. Everyone else, no way. It's 8 sessions with Zasco. True. I mean, absolutely.
And just raw aim, we can talk about peaking technique, wide swinging, tracing your angles, controlling gunfights, using terrain, all sorts of things. Anything gunfight related, that's what I specialize in. Link in the description to that. Anyways, step 2. The second step is we're just going to pick...
I'm sending Kompeki my money as we're talking. I already have my wallet out. My credit card information is going straight to him and his entire team. Easy. There's 22 spots left. I'm just saying, there's an opening. I'm never going to participate in it because my job is not to be a master in Valorant. Maybe. We'll see. Like, down the line, if I want to be like the Valorant master, I'll actually consider all this stuff. I don't know, like, when that time would actually come. Because right now, I'm currently learning. I have this, like, mental bandwidth of I can learn 3 things at the same time. So right now, it's Japanese. Drawing, I'm learning a lot. And then TFT. Those are like the skills that I want to be like seriously good at. And then like coaching, I consider a job. So I'll get better at coaching by just doing my job.
Area that we want to work on. With this secret technique, we're going to do 1 area of aim per day. We're not going to just autopilot a playlist with a bit of everything. We're actually going to really learn and develop a specific skill. The third step is to pick the scenario that you want to play and switch it to free play mode. Why? Because we're going to make use of this free play manager. In the top right hand corner of the screen, you've got the clock. If you don't have the clock turned on, turn on the clock. That's step 3.
I turned everything off because I used to train like just head down, focus in, just literally look at the like technique. I need to turn that back on.
3.5. The second number goes up only when we're aim training. When I pause it, the clock goes up, but the aim training time doesn't. We want to do 10 to 15 minutes of 1 single scenario. No challenge, no grinding for scores. Instead, we're just working on our raw technique.
That sounds so good, dude.
Like 15 minutes of punching the bag, practicing a certain combo in MMA, or going to the driving range and practicing one specific swing for 15.
Yeah, but it's only like 10-15 minutes of like dedicated practice, like once a day, I assume. I assume you don't do this more than that. And if he's like advocating for more, it's like, oh, crazy. No, that's each scenario. You should really
minutes, okay? By removing the 1 minute increment range and practicing punching, working on our raw tech. 10 to 15 minutes of 1 single scenario.
If it's like, if you're doing more than 1 single scenario, I feel like that's not remotely healthy. I kind of want to take him at his base, like, word and say, here, I'll even add on to this if he's not gonna say it. Only do 1 scenario. If you're gonna do this like training plan, don't do everything. If you do everything, you'll burn out and crash so quickly. Especially if you're picking like a single day. I'm sure all of these have like 10 to 20 like particular like specific targeted exercises. There's no way. No, there's got to be 1. Like you practice 1.
No challenge, no grinding for scores. Instead, we're just working on our raw technique, okay? This is comparable to doing like 15 minutes of punching the bag, practicing a certain combo in
150
MMA,
minutes of aim training.
Range and
oh my lord.
One specific swing for 15 minutes, okay? By removing the 1 minute increments, we're basically allowing ourselves to get much more immersed in
Until the other guy 1 to 2. I think he said 1 to 2. Like you do like the 10, take a little break, and then come back and do 10. I think is what he said.
Of the skill,
if I remember correctly.
Right, we can be like, oh, hey, I want to work on, you know, hit correcting, making sure that I'm getting my micros in properly and I'm really on the target before I shoot, right? And I want to build that discipline. Then you just focus on that, right? There's no distractions from it. And we just slowly get better and better at it. The second your tension gets a little bit too high, pause. Do some wrist circles. You know, move your hands around, reset, come back, do some weight. There's no pressure. No one's here scoring you. You're not playing for scores. You're playing to improve at Valorant. That's all that matters. Now, when we're using the free play manager, what we're looking to do is make the scenario slightly challenging. Not too challenging to the point where it's really just you're not getting any good repetitions in. For example, if I was to crank the speed, it's like, I can't. Now it's just getting me to full flick, right? Now I'm like building the habit of insta flicking. But then if I go too low, it's not giving me enough of a challenge. I'll just click on the target every single time because there's not enough pressure. What we're looking for is enough of a challenge to the point where we're getting pushed out of our comfort zone. Like we really do have to try to make sure that we're getting that 80+% accuracy, but not too challenging to the point where we're building bad habits. Now I've lost track of what step I'm up to, but the next step after you do hit that 10 to 15 minute threshold is take a 5-minute break. Take a 5-minute break from screens. Don't alt tab and start watching YouTube because...
Oh, he just said, no, do this 10-15 minutes and then like go for a walk and stop looking. Like don't look at your phone, don't look at YouTube, don't look at nothing. Just literally go screenless. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm down.
The idea of this break is to let all the learning we've just done process. Our brain, if we give it the space to do so, will repeat all of this information back at like 20 times the speed. And we can see some really optimal learning speed by just taking these 5-minute breaks between scenarios. Go for a walk, go look out the window, go tidy up your room a little bit, you know, stretch a bit, just reset, just whatever you need to do. And then come back, find the next scenario, get yourself into free play mode and just do the exact same thing. The pros to aim training like this, you'll
so he does say 1 to 2.
You'll be able to integrate your aim training
but likely 2
into Valorant, and the cons are that you're not going to get the dopamine hit from the high scores, unfortunately. Sorry guys. I hope you guys were able to learn something from this video. If you guys have any ideas for what you want,
I mean, absolutely. If anyone trains like this is huge. This is how I'll start doing all my aim training. Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing playlist. This is definitely a better way to look at things. He doesn't leave like a list of the drills he puts into it, but oh, he's got noted seal of approval. This guy costs $50, dude. This guy is $50, and he's already like, yeah, this is good. Do that and then a warm-up playlist. Yeah, noted spotted in the wild. No, he specified that it's better after your game sessions. So like you do like your warm-up playlist and then play your games and then do this like after. But I'm not your dad. I'm not going to force you to do that. I just, if I recall from what he said, that's what he recommends. And for any sort of mechanical thing, I might just defer to this guy. I'm going to be a student of Zasco. Being able to translate this knowledge into Valorant will be huge. Of course, don't expect me to become a mechanical coach because I don't understand it to the same depth and degree that this guy does. I'm not a psychopath that is going to literally move out to a ranch and just practice Valorant for an entire year. Specifically, like training his mechanics to a point where it's almost unfathomable. That's not what I'm going to do. Sorry. Not me. I'm not that guy. Fortunately, this guy did it instead of me. Say, we take those. Oh man. All right. But that does it for today. This is the last stream until maybe Monday. Maybe Monday if I'm feeling it, but more likely Tuesday. I will be gone on a bit of a trip. It was a little spontaneous of one actually. So I will be gone from Friday all the way. I return Monday, but like I get back at like 5 p.m. So that'll be something. That'll be fun. I'll have fun. I'll try not to think about any of you while I'm gone. And then the second I like that plane lands, I'm gonna think of like all of you all at once. I'm gonna try to relax, come back. You might You might get a better coach. You might get a worse coach. Who knows? But I'm going to change during this trip. I just don't know how. But yeah, that does it. That does it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will catch you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully you will have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Spend it with friends, loved ones, family, and all that jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.